How you doing, everybody? This is your boy, Jimmy J Smooth, touching out that 832, and I'm on that bullshit all day, every day, from East LA all the way from Bombay. Y'all know how I do it. Y'all know how I do it. I had posted a Facebook post on Will Smith. Will Smith. I posted that the reason why Will Smith have been so successful in Hollywood was because he had not only just became a regular black actor, you know, he went from a regular black actor to a international success, you know. So I wanted to address that and put that in correlation for my people, my fellow black people, you know. Now to get that word for word, basically I'm saying the same thing. I was saying one thing I figured out is why Will Smith had been so successful in Hollywood was he was mentored by Denzel and he became an international superstar, not just a black actor. I posted it on my Facebook page, Jimmy McWright at Facebook.com, and Will Smith had became an international superstar the moment he put out the movie Independence Day. You know, if you do your research, Independence Day, you know, became the international blockbuster. At the time, it was the highest grossing movie in the it was the highest grossing movie in the world at the particular time that became a blockbuster success. And he was doing the damn thing with Independence Day. You know, of course you can say Bad Boys was the thing that took him over the top as a actor, but you know his bread and butter to where everybody became, you know, gave him the attention, all the attention in the world was pretty much the Independence Day. Now, Bad Boy, of course, was successful. Made in America was very successful, but his career did not really take off until the Independence Day movie, and then he kept being successful. He kept having 100 million, 200 million, $300 million movies, but a lot of those movies were successful internationally. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the domestic gross was, you know, $100 million is, you know, if you do $100 million domestic gross, that was good. But most of his money came internationally. If you look at his filmography career and you know how things gross uh, out there. You know what I'm saying? So what I wanted to say about that is black people in particular is going to have to learn how to go international with their things. You know what I'm saying? Build an international market for what? Build an international market uh, for their success. You know, we're going to have to expand. You know, whether it's doing business, especially business, I should say, because a lot of Will Smith movies would have just been regular, would have just been making profit. But the reason why Hollywood directors keep on giving him the opportunity uh, giving them the opportunity and putting all this movie budget on Will Smith because he was a proven commodity. And the same thing could be done in business for black people. You know what I'm saying? We might not be able to do business with the regular black people in the United States, but that shouldn't stop us from expanding. And I'm talking about black businesses that's already successful, uh, or up and coming black business in particular. You know, black, but this is particularly for black businesses that's already successful. Is expand your market. You know, without the international crowd. Because if you look at a lot of Will Smith movies, going back to Wikipedia, if you look at the domestic gross of Independence Day, that was his biggest domestic gross movie he's ever made. His second biggest was the Men in Black series. But no, I Am Legend. I'm sorry about that. And then Men in Black. But a lot of his movies have not done well in the United States. His movies take off internationally more than they do take off the his movies take off more internationally than they do to take off domestically. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some movies that they'll do $500 million here, and then they'll do uh, billions internationally. Same thing that happened with the Fast and Furious series, which pretty much became a black movie. You know, Fast and Furious series. It pretty much became the new. It became like pretty much the new black movie. You know what I'm saying? So the Fast and the Furious series pretty much is more bigger internationally than it is domestically. And Vin Diesel, who became producer of the Fast and Furious series, I think after the second or third one, I could be wrong, but after he did, after he became the producer, he understood that he had to upgrade the element because you can't always do uh, fast cars for too long. So you got to make it into a more of a, you know what I'm saying, stop the bad guys from destroying the world type movie. He had to make it more action oriented per se. So it so he catered to the guys who like the sexy, fancy cars to go along with the action in the movie, and it became a success more than what the original had did, better than the first two had did. So we have to understand to expand our market in business. You know what I'm saying? Just because we're talking about movies don't mean you can't learn a lesson from Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? You just got to take that lesson and learn it a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Look at brother Aliko Dangote, who's the wealthiest black man in the world. His net worth is between, I want to say, 18 to 25 billion, if I'm not mistaken. It's between that number. I don't have the numbers right off sure osmosis, you know, but the reason why he's getting billions of dollars is because he didn't sit just in Nigeria. You know, a lot of his money comes from Nigeria, but a lot of his money comes from outside of Nigeria. And as we speak, he's actually investing into the diamonds in Zimbabwe. Now that the Europeans have been driven out of Zimbabwe, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't just stay a local, so to speak, to just make. He didn't just make his money in Nigeria. You know, he made his money in other parts of Africa, and I would definitely like to expand, have that brother expand to the Americas out here if he ain't already doing that. So my point is, expand your market internationally, and you know, take a note, take some lessons from Will Smith in the Hollywood thing, because a lot of people think he's just making money off white people, and to some degree that's true, but at the same time, his movies have not been that successful domestically, so he's had to expand internationally, and he's built an audience internationally, so big of an audience internationally, to where he really don't have to cater to American the American customer, the American moviegoer, so to speak. He doesn't have to cater to that anymore, because if he does terrible in the United States, he can do good internationally. A lot of people have a misconception, but After Earth did better internationally than it did domestically. And a lot of people use the term, well, After Earth flopped. And even my brother from another, Tariq Nasheed, said it, but I don't know if he was looking at the international numbers, but the internationally, After Earth did successful. You know what I'm saying? And another problem with After Earth is they over budgeted After Earth, but at the same time, it still did well internationally, to where Will Smith did not hurt from it. So I just wanted to throw that out there. No shade intended on brother Tariq Nasheed. I'm just spreading the facts. But my point is, expand your market internationally, and I just wanted to put that out there for everybody who's an up-and-coming business people. Once again, this is your boy, Jimmy J Smooth, touching down at that 832, and I'm on that bullshit all day, every day, from Houston, USA, all the way to Pennsylvania, PA. Peace out.